Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Sorry, I have to turn this off. It's super hot here in Illinois. The corn is sweating, which just basically means it's super hot and humid and sticky outside. Inside right now, I'm wearing a hoodie because we have a bunch of AC that's been blasting since yesterday. All right, the first thing, we had a bunch of stuff sell. It was like a pretty good day again, having like a really good week. I've also been listing less because we're out of our listing like limits other than like free categories or like the categories where you get like additional free listings. So I listed like 20 or so books or book lots yesterday. I'm going to work on some Lord of the Rings trading card game cards, like the older vintage one, because cards I think are free in the category. But yeah, so I haven't been able to list some of the other stuff that I've been wanting to. And I also have a bunch of organizing with like board game bits and pieces from like an older collection I got, so I can be ready for once at the beginning of the month in what, like 7, 8, 9, or 10 days or something, after the 31st, I can finally list some other nerdy stuff. All right, first thing right here is going to be Marvel Hero Clicks. These are going to be Black Panther promotional like debris tokens. So it's not Black Panther. Hero Clicks will have different events each month or every few months. Right here, they'll have different like figures people can earn or get for free. Judges get some stuff as well. They get like a kit, they get maps. Sometimes there's like booster packs players can buy connected to different events. I was not around playing HeroClix during this event, but yeah, these are 12 tokens from like a release date kit, sold for $7.99 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. All right, next up is going to be a CD. I don't know anything about like music or CDs and stuff like that, but we got a bunch for full car full for $75. They'd sell occasionally since we've gotten it like when we were doing part-time for 6 months of us doing it. So really good purchase. We got this one's called Wendell right here, has like an interesting art for the front and then all the different songs in the back. CD's pretty good condition, sold for $7. I do like media, video games, magazines, books, CDs. I do enjoy it. Haven't gotten much recently. I do actually, thinking about it now, I do have like about 100 or so CDs left from that purchase from 4 years ago to list. Sorry, this like package is a little bit of open. I did list this as kind of open. So I think CDs are going to be in the free category. So it could work on that too today. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. All right, this is my final deco pack. This is Ratatouille and Remy. This is going to be a cake topper. This one, just the package was open, so this is the last one I listed, which is why I don't do quantity on some stuff sometimes, because there's going to be different flaws between the different quantities, and I don't want to have issues or returns. But yeah, these things are still like sealed inside here. You got the two little figures and then the cake topper. This one sold for $19.99, so someone even sent an offer. So this one sold for more than like some of the sealed ones. I probably could have asked more for these, but had these for a long time, and I got like 15 or 16 of them a long time ago, and then I came across 3 or 4 more, so I've been selling them once a day. So it's been like a nice little consistent flow of a small amount of money. So $19.99 for that. All right, moving along, we have Star Wars Destiny, which is going to be, I don't think it's around anymore. It was a collectible dice game with a card deck that you play. So like it's technically considered a dice game. These things, unfortunately, I already have them wrapped up, so I don't know if you can see them. These are their binders, which are super cool because they have a bunch of slots. Like this is kind of like your deck box that you bring if you play like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, how you have all your cards in it. So there's a spot for the deck in here. I think it's like 30 card deck size for this. I demoed the game once a long time ago. And then there's also little slots. They're like these cube indents where you actually put your dice, which represent, I believe, like the weapons or characters. There's not a dice for every card, from what I remember. So these are different. They're basically like deck box binders. We have the Luke Skywalker right here, and then this one is Captain Phasma. I got a bunch of these at auction. I don't know if I got dice. I do think I did get dice with them. It was like a whole collection. These 2 binders sold for $30. I just thought these were a cool idea. They were by Fantasy Flight Games. All right, next up is going to be another combo order from an international buyer. They came back, they bought a bunch of stuff over the weekend, and then they came back and bought like 13 or 15 more packs of these GHQ World War II micro armor. I think they're 6mm miniatures. So they got a bunch of the tank hulls, and then they got a bunch of the turrets. They probably matched them up. I still have a lot of this stuff listed. Yeah, they end up spending it was like $120. I had to do like quick math because they bought these individually, so I have to actually make a new listing for them, like kind of like how we did before, which is kind of a pain for eBay International. I don't know if it's just the eBay International shipping program or if it's with if you just do regular international through like USPS, but they don't allow like an invoice to be sent, which is super frustrating. So I'm gonna have to like recombine it. I dealt with this person, talked to them on the weekend. So $120 for a bunch of those. I still have a lot listed. So yeah, that's been really good. I think I briefly mentioned this on the weekend, but I've had at least 50 messages from various people telling me that this stuff was worthless or pointless to list. I'm almost at like a K, like 1K of like sales. I haven't actually done the math, but like I keep getting these chunks of sales. I'll sell them individually. I'll sell a couple for $40 and I sell this for 120. So yeah, it's just like a reminder for myself. And well, I've always ignored people when they tell me pricing issues on eBay. I don't think there's ever been an item that I've been messaged about and then it doesn't sell within a month. Like it always sells within a month. I don't know if I said that right. All right. Next up is going to be a lot of 105 Mythos trading card game. These are all of the cards from the starter sets. I got a ton of this Mythos stuff. I got like 6,000 cards of this stuff at auction like 6-7 months ago or something. I already listed most of it. I do have some individuals still to list, but I want to list my Lord of the Rings stuff today. I completely forget, like it's kind of like my research of this game when I was listing it, but I think it's kind of like you play like an investigator and it's not all just battling. There's like other ways to play the game, and there's gonna be like different spells and stuff you do. So it's not just like creature combat, if that makes sense. There's a lot of different types of cards, but I do know like you pick an investigator. I don't know if it's like heads up. I think it's heads up. Yeah, this is a game from the 90s, I believe. This sold for $19.99. I have actually a bunch of sets of the starter set cards, which is 105. I just looked up like lists and stuff of different decks when I was going through the whole collection. It wasn't that well organized. I organized it, and I realized that they had a bunch of starter sets that they just opened up and just kind of threw in like one section. So I already relisted another thing. All right, next up is going to be a plushie. This right here is Goldie, and what's the other name? And Gil. This is going to be two puppy dogs. They have like a nice little like tactile feel to them. They have like the nice fur. And then there's like this little box here where the person can put a gift for someone. This is meant for Valentine's Day. The company is called RBI, but it could be, it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. It's just someone's probably going to use this and put a little gift inside of the box and then give it to their significant other. $8.42, nothing too crazy for the plushies. I'm not a fan of the plushies, and Netta likes the plushies, but I do most of the listing these days, so we haven't picked up any new plushies in years. I still have like a couple of bags to list, but I have the plushies in a temporary solution in the storage unit where I have them in these like the big blue bags that I have, and then over time as they've been selling, I do condense them. I have 3 bags. I eventually want to have no bags of the plushies, but you never know what's going to happen. It might be like tomorrow someone's like, oh, $1 for like a truck full, and you never know what's going to happen, or at least that's always what happens to me. I'll be like, I'm never going to do this category, and someone goes like, oh, you want free something? I'm like, oh, okay. All right, moving along. We have this right here. This is going to be an incomplete sprue for Warhammer 40K. This is going to be Chaos Marine or Chaos Tank bits and pieces right here. Just a couple of them. These look like the fronts of the spikes for it, and then there's some like shields and then like little other like gun gadgets or something. So yeah, this is not a complete sprue, but this still sold for $12.79. I've been enjoying selling all the Warhammer 40K like sprues, bits and pieces, and been doing really well with them. All right, next up is going to be something different than usual for us. This is going to be like a jewelry box. Let me see. It's been a while since I opened this one up. Can I do it? I don't want to break it. How does this one work? You know what? I'm not going to mess with it right now. It's been a while since I listed it, but it's going to pop up and it has like a cool like felt bottom, and then you put your jewelry and other like stuff like that, trinkets. End up going for $15.99. I remember that had like a weird way to open it. I have to go through it later on. All right. Next up is going to be these bits and pieces from XWing. So Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars XWing, where you have the little small ships and you're fighting across like a small little, it's like 2 feet by 2 feet or 3 feet by 3 feet. These are just tokens and pieces from like the starter sets. There's gonna be like little objective markers. There's like some of the measuring sticks. That's how like the figures or the spaceships in the Star Wars spaceships move. Is you pick like a little dial, like your different ships have different dials of like what kind of turns, like how forward they go, if they loop around and stuff. So there's a bunch of these different little measuring sticks. There's like a dodge tokens, evasive tokens, crits or danger tokens. So yeah, that's it. Just a bunch of these pieces. $6.86. All right, moving along, we have the Cross of Iron Squad Leader. It's just the chit tokens. There's like 200 of them right here and a couple extra. So this part's unpunched and then there's some extra pieces. This is just one of the Squad Leader module boxes, basically an expansion to it. There's also a quick reference sheet, and then there's like this little mail-in thing. I'm not too sure if these things ever mattered to someone, but I always include them. This is not going to add weight to this like listing. And then I also listed the box separately, but it didn't have everything complete. So I just did like the parts listed by itself in the box. I think the box might have already sold. I'm not too sure. All right, this went to a repeat buyer for $20.79. All right, moving along, we got a lot of die-cast cars, airport rescue, fire department, like a yellow one. Pretty good quality, a little bit of marks and wear, but still pretty good. I think this is Hot Wheels. Yeah, it's Hot Wheels right here. This ended up going for $5.50. Nothing fancy, but we get them pretty cheap. All right, moving along, we have some like toy soldiers. It was like a Gettysburg like action soldier set. This is, I don't think this is vintage. This is probably not like a vintage one. So I just kind of like folded it up, but it's gonna be one of those like baggies where it's like a play set, right? So you'll get like some horses, you'll get some soldiers, maybe you'll get some like sandbags or artillery and stuff. So yeah, just a play set of this. I have like a sealed one that this one sold for $18.09. Also says it's going to a repeat buyer. And then I also have like an open set of this listed. That one did not sell yet. They were in the same bin. All right, two more things. All right, next up is a combo order. These are going to be little posters of dungeon maps for some, I think it's some kind of like satirical role-playing game. The first one is going to be called the Owl Bear. Sorry, the Dead Milkman Burrow of the Owl Bear. So right here, yeah, there's like a weird little cow right here with like teeth smiling. But this is essentially just like a map right here that the dungeon master can use. I looked up what this was when I was listing it. It's been a little bit. And then this other one's called Lost Tomb of the Bitchin' Chimera. So you can just tell that this is kind of like a more of a hee hee ha ha humorous role playing game. People play all sorts of types of role playing games. So maybe these are going to be going off of stuff. But more maps right there. Yeah, people do like the maps. They do use them, collect them. This ended up going for $31.98 as a combo order, which is super awesome for like two maps. I don't think there's too much of the stuff listed, which is why mine probably sold for a good amount. All right, because it's like more of like probably a lesser known one. All right, and last up on, I think it was Mercari, and that is not within ear reach of me right now, but she told me that this empty box for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151 empty box, if this had packs in it, if it had the dice and everything, it would have gone for a lot more. It would have been like the full Elite Trainer, but this is just the empty box. Still a really good collectible. I thought this set was a pretty good one right here. A lot of people like it. Did the original 151. They did like a good graphic design. You have all the little small Pokemon on this box. You have the Snorlax. People love Snorlax. The color white is good. It has a lot of shine to it. But yeah, I think this one as an empty box still sold for $13. People can still use these to collect cards, store decks. It's a nice little shelf piece. Yeah, there's tons of reasons why people grab these boxes. I do pretty well with the empty ones. I wish I had more sealed ones. I have like I think the only Pokemon sealed stuff I have right now is the Costco big pack with the treasure chest and the two Pokeballs and then the Eevee promos from 2021, I think, or 2022. I think it was 2021. I still have a couple of those left. But all right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look and purchase something from our shop down below. Have a good one.